Hello, Leo. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your prediction for November 2025. I've set the intention of this reading to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. So if you have Leo in any of those placements, odds are there's a little message in this reading for you. Also, keep in mind that this is a collective general reading. It is not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that do not fully resonate. And if that happens, don't be offended. It just means that message is meant for someone else watching. So take what fits, how it fits, and be sure to check out your other placements. With all of that said, let's begin. Okay, tapping into the Leo collective now for Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Leo need to know for November 2025? What does Leo need to know? One more shuffle here. Thank you. I don't know why, but I'm being told to look at the card in the clarifying deck that's sticking out. The Devil. But in the After Tarot deck, this is detachment. Okay, so that might be important to this reading. In the center of your spread, we have the Four of Swords. In the top row, you have the Five of Swords. You have the Six of Wands. You have the Magician. Flanking your Four of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Two of Wands. And in the bottom row, you have the Five of Cups, you have the Knight of Wands, and you have the Nine of Wands. Sneak peek now into December. Page of Wands, Seven of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. That leaves the Chariot, Ten of Swords, Judgment to a Queen of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. What are you shaking up here, my friend? All right, let's clarify this. Remember that detached Devil card is there. And I say detached because I'm using the After Tarot deck to clarify the cards. And they have a slightly different image on these cards and therefore a slightly different meaning. And in the After Tarot deck, the Devil card is actually an individual or individuals detaching from something toxic or someone toxic. Let's see if that card wants to show up again. But I do see you shaking shit up this month. Okay, let's get into your reading. We clarify this now for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for November 2025. We are clarifying Five of Swords, Six of Wands, the Magician, Queen of Swords, Four of Swords, Two of Wands, Five of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the Nine of Wands for Leo for November 2025. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Five of Swords is being clarified by the Four of Pentacles. Six of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Wands. The Magician is clarified by the Four of Cups. I don't think they see that coming. Queen of Swords clarified by Queen of Wands. Four of Swords clarified by Nine of Pentacles. Two of Wands clarified by Ace of Pentacles. Oh, I just got a bunch of spirituals on this. Five of Cups clarified by the Eight of Swords. Knight of Wands clarified by the Two of Swords. Nine of Wands clarified by the Hangman. Sneak peek now into November. Five of Swords. December. Five of Swords. Queen of Cups. Page of Cups. That leaves the Six of Pentacles. Ten of Wands. Five of Wands. Three of Swords here, which has a different meaning at the bottom of the deck. Leo tapped into a group of you where you are detaching from a pattern, a habit, a situation, environment, possibly even a connection that you feel has been toxic or detrimental to you, either financially, physically, emotionally, mentally. Your overall energy for the month of November is Four of Swords to the Nine of Pentacles. You're healing. Some of you are healing your financial issues. Others of you are healing your way and becoming independent. This is a card of focused on your short-term goals, focused on your long-term goals, doing it in a very steady way, in a very balanced way, in extremely grounded energy. Some of you may have a lot of earth in your birth charts. There's definitely a feeling here of, I've learned my lesson or lessons. I'm going to take it slow. And from here on out, I intend to do what is best for me. And if that means I have to do it alone for a while, I'll do it alone. If this is in regards to career and finance, some of you are heavily considering changing your jobs, possibly even opening up your own business. In regards to partnerships, whether that's professional, platonic, or romantic, this is a very much, I can go it alone if I have to. I'm good on my own. You're starting off the month with the Five of Swords to the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles and the After Tarot deck is very different. And typically the Four of Pentacles for me could mean something that is steady or solid or grounded or structured. It could also be a card of like holding on to something we don't want to let go of. But in the After Tarot deck, the Four of Pentacles, who's really trying to hold on to something here, is met with the Grim Reaper, as I call it. And this is very much Scorpionic energy. And Scorpio is all about endings and new beginnings and transformations and death. And I feel like what you're putting an end to, what you're letting go of, is resentment. You could also be possibly letting go of an individual that you really had to fight to get their attention or to get their affection or to get their respect. This is very much, I don't want to hold on to the past anymore, past patterns, past conflicts, past resentment. I don't want it to be part of my next chapter. And if that means I have to let go of something within me, like a pattern or habit, I'll do that, or maybe resentment that I've been holding on to. And for others of you, you're letting go of a person. Truth be told, I think you already let go of them energetically, some of you physically, but November seems to be the final, I'm done. So if you have disengaged from an individual in September, possibly even October, it's quite possible this person's going to come back around again in the month of November. I see you being a hard pass. And I say that because we have the Six of Wands to Knight of Wands. This is not your energy. I know that the Knight of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sag, but this is someone else. This is someone else coming in, trying to have a victory with you, trying to offer you something. But you're noticing right off the bat that what they're offering you is not aligned to you anymore. So let's say it's a financial opportunity, a job opportunity. You're just like, it just doesn't meet my standards. I don't want that position. So some of you could be looking for a job, but you're turning down a position here very early in the month because you just feel like it would not reach your expectations, or they're not paying you adequately. Maybe the opening salary is not what you had in mind. For some of you, this is an individual. This is someone who has been inconsistent in your life thus far. And although they're rushing in and trying to be quite charming with you, you seem to be of the feeling of, nope, I learned the hard way on how you can hurt me, right? I'm in the Four of Swords. I'm okay by myself. I'm going to take care of myself for now. And since you, speaking like you to this person, since you're not aligned with who I am and who I want to become and who I want by my side as a friend or a family member, a lover, I don't know who this person is to you, you seem to be a resounding no. And I say that because we have the Magician to the Four of Cups. I think at some point in time, if this is a past person, I think at some point in time you were manifesting them, or at least trying to manifest them, to come in correct, to treat you better, to not be so inconsistent in your life. But this time around, this month, when this person reaches out to you again, it looks like you're dumping the Four of Cups here. You're dumping that ace that this Knight of Wands is trying to give you, this inconsistent individual is trying to give you. And even like I said, if this is a job, for those of you actively looking for a job, I see you passing it up, and it's just kind of like, it does not meet my manifestation of the type of job I saw for myself, or even like the type of pay that I saw for myself. I've tapped into a group of you where, because of what you've gone through, particularly in the last 30 to 60 days, you know your worth and your value now as a person, as a friend, you know what I mean, as a family member, as a partner, as an employee. So I feel like you're just rejecting in the month of November. You are rejecting anything and anyone who does not meet you where you're at. And especially if it's a past person. I mean, this could be a parent for some of you, I don't know. But regardless of who they are to you, because they've been inconsistent, and that's kind of the only thing they've been consistent with in your life, is being inconsistent, you're a hard no. Even if at some point in time you were trying to hope and pray for them to, come in and ride in on their magical horse and be everything that they should have been in your life, now that they seem to be making an appearance in the month of November, you're a hard pass. Queen of Swords to the Queen of Wands. Now, this is your energy, whether you're masculine or feminine. This is, no, you're turning your back to this person. The Queen of Swords is a queen of brevity. She doesn't need to say much. Her just turning her back to you, or being a very few words, or sometimes no words at all, seems to get the message across. So I feel like this Knight is being met with the brevity of the Queen of Swords and the fire of the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is the most courageous queen. So again, I feel like in the past, whoever this person was, they may have been able to like get in through a back door, or get their foot in the door, try to weasel their way into your life. Again, being charming, saying the things that they know that you want to hear. Knight of Wands to the Six of Wands could be a very low vibrational individual, all talk, no action, you know, just to try to kind of gain your trust or your respect in that moment. But then they break the promise, you know, the first chance that they get. And I feel like you've learned a lot from this individual. And I think you're a hard no. And again, if this is a job, I just think you're very politely passing. I think it's and thank you for the opportunity. But I'm going to pass and see what else is out there. So even if you're like, you're looking for that job, like you're looking for the Ace of Pentacles, because you either like need the job or you want to replace the job you have, you're still not going to trap yourself in a, you know, in a new employment commitment that doesn't meet you where you're at, or you feel that the company is not steady or solid enough. I really like this energy for you. At some point in time between now and the end of the year, I think you need to thank 2025 for being as challenging as it has been for you in so many ways, because you would not be in this position if you had an easier year. Flanking the other side of the Four of Swords to the Nine of Pentacles is the Two of Wands to the Ace of Pentacles. Now, here comes a new opportunity. This is not the past person. This is not an inconsistent individual. This is not a job that is fleeting or seasonal or temporary or not paying you what you're worth. This is a solid opportunity here, whether it's in career, finance, or love and romance. And you seem to be at a Y point here when it comes to deciding whether or not you want this opportunity. Again, I feel like it's brand new. Five of Cups to the Eight of Swords. You're not waiting around anymore. You're not waiting around for that past person to come correct. You're not waiting and like just taking the first job that crosses your path. Maybe in the past, that's what you used to do. I'm just going to take the first opportunity. This seems to be, nope, I'm going to take the first opportunity that is best for me, that is aligned to my manifestations. The Magician. There's like, I'm not going to short myself this time around in career and finance or love and romance. I feel like you've pulled something off here that has been incredibly challenging for you. Now, if this is not a person, I think for most of you it's a person, but if it's not a person and if this is not career orientated, then you have let go of resentment. You have really freed yourself from longing, maybe not longing for someone from the past, but harboring resentment because of what someone from the past did to you. And again, could be a friend, family member, or lover. And they might have done this to you over the summer, last year, 10 years ago, could be 20 years ago, but you were kind of like harboring that resentment, holding on to that Five of Swords, maybe like the last thing they did or the last negative exchange you had with them, but you're freeing yourself. So you're freeing yourself from the mindset that you're not valuable and you're not worthy. You're freeing yourself from the mindset of, I have to take any person in my life, even if they're inconsistent. I have to take any job, even if it doesn't pay me my worth. You know, I have to take every opportunity. And that comes from a lack mindset, right? A lack mentality, almost like an imposter syndrome. We don't believe that we deserve better. So we're just going to kind of scrounge for the crumbs on the floor of whatever's tossed to us. And I think life has been exceedingly difficult for you, particularly in the last 12 months. Some of you may have lost a job or a financial opportunity. For others of you, this person who's been gravely inconsistent in your life, whatever it's been for you, internal to you or external with it, you know, a situation, environment, or connection, you're done with it. You freed yourself from it. So that Knight of Wands to the Two of Swords, like when that person appears, even though the new opportunity is a bit uncertain, right? You still are a hard no to this. So you're still saying no to this job or this person. And even if the memory of them creeps up, you find yourself in a place where it's like, I'm not harboring any heart, you know, any resentment towards this person anymore. This is a very freeing energy. Nine of Wands to the Hangman. it's almost like you're able to do like a life in review. And it's almost like you're, and I don't know if you're consciously doing this. I mean, it could be, I think most of you are subconsciously doing this. This is almost like a thank you, like to every person who was inconsistent, every job who didn't pay you your value, every family member who neglected you, every lover that came in and out of your life and used you, or there's just something here of like, you're seeing it differently now in the hangman energy. You're looking at yourself like, I'm resilient, and nines in tarot are very independent energy. So this applies to you, even if you're partnered or coupled, or, you know what I mean, or single, doesn't matter. This is you internalizing to you, like, I would not be who I am today had I not gone through all of that and all of those experiences, especially if it was one particular person. There's a lot of gratitude here in this. Now, I do think whatever this new opportunity is that is not that inconsistent situation, environment, or connection, I think you're having a little bit, there's a little like trepidation. Is that the correct word? There's a little bit of hesitancy here about whether or not you want to accept it or not. When you move into December, I see the Page of Wands to the Seven of Swords to the Knight of Pentacles. If this is like a new love partner, let's say that you have rid your life of someone who was inconsistent or didn't treat you right, because they didn't, and it's not that they didn't know your value. Truth be told, people like that typically don't know their own value. And so they have a difficult time seeing a value in someone else. But if this is like a new love partner coming in, and I typically don't clarify the clarifiers, but I think I'm going to do this, make an exception for you. I see you going very, very slow. This is, I want to get to know this person. Page of Wands, I want to discover them, but I'm going to be very mindful because of what that last person or maybe several past people put me through. And that Seven of Swords, it's like I'm gonna really keep like one eye open with this person. And I'm going to take it very slow. In this Knight of Pentacles energy, it's like I don't want to be duped. I don't want to be duped again. Five of Swords, Queen of Cups, and Page of Cups. I do think, again, if it's someone who's trying to pursue you here, I do see you accepting their offer to go out on a date or to get to know them. But that Five of Swords, it's in the After Tarot deck, it's so different. It's like not fighting is kind of the feeling here. So it's like, okay, I'm going to give this person a chance. But the moment that they remind me of this, I'm done with them too. And this could even apply for a job. You might end up accepting this job offer. You may have to sit on it for a couple of days or a week, and then you say yes. But then when you enter the month of December, it's like, okay, I'm now starting the new job, but I'm going to be mindful. If I feel there's any backstabbing here or betrayal, or I'm already being like someone's trying to undermine me so early on in the employment, I think you're out. Same thing. I don't think you're going to stay in any situation, environment, or connection moving forward where respect is a dish that's not served. I think you're up and walking away from the table. And I say that because I have the Six of Pentacles, which is in the After Tarot deck. Someone walking away from being breadcrumbs, someone walking away from a relationship or even a work environment that lacks reciprocity. So let's say you start this job and they say to you, okay, well, this is the base pay, but in 30 or 60 days, we do an evaluation, or 90 days, we do an evaluation. And then if we end up, keeping you, you get a bump in pay. If that happens and you don't get the bump in pay, you're walking away. And it's like, I don't need to argue about it. The Five of Wands in the After Tarot deck, there's no argument. The 10 of Wands in the After Tarot deck, there's no burden. It's just, I'm done. And that's because you've healed yourself. You've healed your self-worth. Not just in a financial way, but even like in an emotional way. I just don't think you're tolerating less from here on out. You're very much focused on pouring into yourself. And Ace of Wands, being with situations, environments, and connections that kind of set your soul on fire, and that you feel are beneficial to your long-term growth. So I would thank the past for the past in the month of November. I think you're already doing it subconsciously, but it might be something consciously you want to do as well. So I see you saying no to situation, environment, or connection, especially a person coming back from the past. I'm sorry, cross watcher, if you were hopeful. I mean, it doesn't have to be your case, but I feel like 90% of you are saying no to that person. You're more focused on yourself, your financial stability, possibly opening up a business or doing some little side gig here to make yourself some money. In terms of employment, I see you leaving a job and accepting a new offer for those of you actively looking for work. I want to point out one thing for those of you where you are an existing business owner or entrepreneur. I see you coming up with a very creative idea towards the latter part of November, rolling into December. I don't think that you'll like go live with it to the public or inform your current client base of it until probably into the new year. And I say that because I have that Ace of Wands to the Three of Wands to the High Priestess to the Chariot. It's almost like you're going to wait for the right timing. And I don't know why, but I'm feeling more like it's in the new year, like January might be when you, like, if you're a current business owner, you might share to your clients like this new service or this new product that you have. I feel like it's just sort of conceptualized in the month of November, and then you're sort of nurturing it and growing it. You're like, I want to learn more about it and create a strategy on how to launch it in the right time. And I think for a lot of you, that'll be in the new year. Yeah, we have the Chariot, Ten of Swords, Judgment, and there we go, that Queen of Wands again, that entrepreneurial spirit. So for some of you, if you're currently a business owner, you really could be changing up your business or your business model or your product or service offering to your clients. But again, I feel like that's something that you will do in the new year. This just seems to be the month that you come up with the idea and then you're nurturing it in the month of December. And then it's like ready to launch in 2026. I like this for you. You finally have learned your self-worth. That's a biggie. That's a biggie, my love. That's a biggie. And you came through it. You came through the storm. This is a really good reading for you. I know it might sound boring. Some of you might write like, oh, well, it sounds boring. Not really. There's an opportunity here for career and finance. There's an opportunity here to expand your business if you're a business owner. There's the opportunity here for you to launch your own business or come up with some new creative idea to make some money on the side. There's possibly a new love opportunity. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I wanted to clarify that new opportunity. So possibly a new love offer here. And definitely something from the past coming back around again. But like I said, you're a hard no. I don't think it's a boring month for you. I just think it's a month where you are really focused on your own emotional, mental, and financial stability. And that's huge growth. Because oftentimes we look to tarot like, well, tell me the next person. And you're like, no, tell me the next way I'm going to be grounded. And then I'm going to be good on my own. So I think this is the most powerful message that I did, most self-empowering message that I've done from Aries to you. Obviously, I have the rest of the zodiac to go, but this is very much, I'm good on my own. I'm going to focus on my money. I just heard I want to be rich. I don't know who wants to hear. I want to be rich. I think some of you are very focused on your long-term goals, long-term success, and you're not going to accept anyone by your side. For those of you where you wanted to love reading, but I do think you got a new offer here. What is that Ace of Pentacles? Can you clarify the Ace of Pentacles? Career, finance, or love and romance. We'll take both. One more shuffle here. Thank you. So that Two of Wands, Ace of Wands. I told you it's brand new. Nine of Swords. Justice. Whoa. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Wands. Yeah, you have someone new. New opportunity. Let's call it new opportunity. Again, if you're looking for a career in finance, claim it as that. If you're a business owner and you're trying to come up or want to come up with a new way to launch your business or launch your service or just get your work out there, I would claim it as that. There seems to be, again, whatever the offer is, career in finance or love and romance, that Nine of Swords, it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm doing so good on my own. I'm speaking like you. I don't want to fall for anything that put me in that Three of Swords or was emotionally disappointing or financially depleting. But that Justice card tells me you're going to go for it. I just think you're going to need some time to think about it or to, get back to that person. So yeah, for career and finance, that's beautiful energy. And for love and romance, it's not looking bad either. Could be a Libra that's headed your way. Tell me more about that Ace of Pentacles for career and finance and love and romance. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Judgment, the Star, and the Queen of Swords. Wish fulfillment. Wish fulfillment. Three of Wands, Two of Cups. I told you, Hierophant. this would be the job you want, or the type of job you want, or the business model. Like, again, if you're a business owner, this is going to be a new solid beginning in your business. Like, I feel like a lot of you could be revamping your business model or trying to come up with more products or services. And in that case, I think you're going to see whether that is something that someone wants to collaborate with you on, and you're like, yep, okay, I'll try that collaboration. Again, I think you're going to think about it for a minute. But if you're like, if you end up saying yes, which I do believe most of you will be, I think it'll be highly successful collaboration. If it's an idea you're coming up with, I think you're going to realize very quickly, I'm going to work on this over the course next month, launch it in the new year, and see how my clients like it, my customers like it. And I think it will be wildly successful, Leo. And if this is a love partner, although you're going to hesitate to say yes, I do think you end up making the judgment call to say yes to this person, but you're taking it very slow. Notice what we don't have here are any cups. And so again, I feel like you would be entertaining or engaging with this individual, but I think you're gonna keep your heart a bit guarded, at least till the first month, because again, you're in that, I got to keep one eye open with this person and make sure I'm not missing any red flags. But I do see your heart opening up to them more in December, because the Queen of Cups has the lid off the chalice. So there is emotionally warming up to this person, but you're going to take it slow, and good on you, because that last person burned you, and you certainly don't want to experience that again. So some hard lessons in the past year, 2 years have been learned by the Leo collective. And so moving forward, you're going to move forward in career, finance, and love and romance with a lot of care for yourself and a lot of caution. And that's a beautiful place to be. I like this reading for you. Let's get a card here from this deck. Oracle card, please. One more. They're face down, so I can't see them yet. And one more. Okay. Let's get 3 more on the table here for Leo, please. What I like about this reading for you, we don't have many major arcana cards. So this is, again, a month of all your internal work, you know what I mean? The opportunities you're making for yourself. We don't have anything shocking here. Thank God this month. I think it's going to be a mellow month for most of you. But this is because you're so rooted and so grounded in the month ahead. You have face your fears. Yeah, I think you're facing your fear when this opportunity comes in. Again, career, finance, love, and romance. I think in the past you would have said yes. I think you would have accepted less than what you deserve, or you would have accepted this last person back into your life. And this month you seem to be different. You have forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. I think you're forgiving this person because, again, you're in this state of enlightenment. And I think you're realizing that this person's inability to show up for you the way that they should have shown up for you was no reflection of you. It's a reflection of their character, not yours. And so that whole thing of like, even if you were harboring resentment, again, there's that state of forgiveness of like, this is really emotionally heavy or mentally heavy. I don't want to hold on to it. I feel like you don't want to take the past person or past resentment into the new year. And I feel like November and December are probably going to be a trial run for you. Then you have love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth and choose loving thoughts of yourself. And I think that's exactly what you're doing. Then you have God as your source. So if you need anything in the month of November, there's just a reminder for you to pray to whatever you call that other deity. And then you have ask for your needs to be met. Yes, if there's anything that you need in the month of November, make sure you're asking for it. Continue to stay high vibrational so you can manifest the life you want, the financial opportunities you want, the love partner you want, or the type of relationships you want in your life. And if this is a new person, if we want to apply this to this new person, I think very early on, you need to set some boundaries with this individual. And I don't think you have to be cold or rude. Remember, Queen of Swords is the queen of brevity, but there is something here about don't forget that your needs need to be met. And I don't think you're going to do that because I don't think you're jumping headfirst into this new romantic partnership. I don't. I think you're going to make sure that this person, that's why you've got that one eye open there, even in December, because it's like at all times, I want to make sure my needs are being met because it took you so long to get to the Nine of Pentacles. You will entertain someone new, but I feel like the moment you feel like they're crossing you or it's very reminiscent of the past person, I think you're cutting them off. And that's an incredibly empowering place to be. And then you have higher learning. You have learned from your past experiences. It's everything that I said. More inner studies now required to further the progress, but that's common, right? In life, we're never going to stop learning. But man, did you learn a lot from the last year. And we'll close it out now with the Kipper deck. I love this deck. Bravo, my friends. Bravo. Talk about being forged through fire, huh? 2 cards here for the top row. High honor. I think you're finally holding yourself in high honor. And then you have gift. Yeah, I think you're realizing that you're the gift. You're the gift. And this doesn't mean that you're cocky, but I think you realize that as a partner, you are a gift. As a friend, you are a gift. As an employee, you are a gift. Even as an entrepreneur or business owner, you are a gift. You're sharing your gifts and your talents, right, with your customer base or with the world. And again, I just feel like this elevation of you appreciating yourself more. And because of that, you're going to attract better. And when less than comes along, I don't think you're interested in less than. In that. Didn't one of your readings, I called it that? Yeah, you're not interested in that anymore. You will be tested. And I think in one of your readings a week or 2 ago, it said you're going to be tested. Oh, you're going to be tested with the past person, new person. Was that you or Virgo? I don't remember now, but there was a test coming. This very well could be your test. Keep that in mind, okay? You have despair and you have child. Just as I was saying, that child is on the side. So I do think that this person comes back and you have the opportunity about whether or not you want to nurture, birth, rebirth, that connection with them. I do think you're a hard no to this person. I think in the past you would have entertained them. I don't think in a month in November you will. And I do see this person being in despair because you've leveled up. So now things have changed. It's funny, on that window back there, there's a sign that says not hiring. Yeah, I don't think you're hiring Knight of Wands anymore when it comes to love partners. In terms of career and finance, you could be in a little bit of despair, like wanting to birth a new, especially if you're a business owner. You could feel a little stressed and strained, like I really want to change up my business model, right? I want to birth something new. I feel like hang in there. Inspiration is coming to you, almost like when you least expect it. I would also meditate to bring in that idea to you if you are a business owner. Can we get 2 cards here to wrap up the reading? Thank you. Occupation. And one more. Official person is in the reverse. Yeah, that is not your official person. And I think that's what you're realizing. You're making it your job now to see the red flags. And again, career and finance, if it doesn't level up, if it doesn't meet you where you're at, I don't think you're accepting it. If it's anyone else in your life, like a friend, a family member, or a lover, I almost feel like you're going to make it your job from now on to recognize the red flags, call them out with great clarity and yet brevity. And I think you're moving forward in your life. We have house, we have courthouse, and we have privileged lady. You could be privileged lady, privileged man. I think you're changing up your soul contracts from here on out. I think you're only looking for those that add to the stability of your life in that house card. And this is a big change for you. It is a big shakeup because, again, in the past, I'm not going to call you desperate, but we've all been there where our self-esteem and our self-worth gets so low that someone like the Knight of Wands can be very charming. And there's nothing wrong with being a Knight of Wands or dating a Knight of Wands. But what becomes deceptive is when they're trying to portray themselves as a King or Queen of Wands or as an Emperor or Empress, right, in terms of a love partner. And that's where if we don't know our self-worth, we could confuse the two and be like, oh, well, they're, saying everything that an emperor would say. But when you know your self-worth and your self-value, you can look at it and say, well, the words are not matching the actions. The words are the words of an emperor, but the actions are that of a Knight of Wands. And I don't want the Knight of Wands. I want someone whose words and actions are equal to one another, that match one another. So yeah, you're going to take it slow with this person. gotta get 3 more cards for you. Can I just get 3 more cards on the new person for love? The new person. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The new person. You got Star to the Star, Page of Pentacles, and you got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, look, I hate to say it's divine timing. It's divine timing. You've got 2 star cards. I do think that this person is the ideal partner for you. They're coming in small, asking you out on a date. They probably will offer to pay, but you've got the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Page. The Page holds the Ace. So if you're looking for love and romance this month, I would put myself out there. Of course, be safe when you do that online or in person, but you do have someone new here on your path. It's up to you if you want to entertain it or accept their offer. Just make sure you take it slow, but I see you doing that. You're not, oh, look at you. You're not jumping head first into the connection. Yeah, slow and steady. Okay, just take your time with it. You've learned some valuable lessons with that World card. There's no need to repeat them, but I'm not telling you anything you don't know because this is the first month that I've been reading for you since April of 2024 that you finally know your fucking worth. Bravo. I'm really proud of you. That is what I have for you for November 2025. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, and subscribe. Please hype the video if you can. Until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.